Today I'm going to talk about a different topic in Laravel application development. I'm going to introduce you a very useful class called collection. Sometimes you want to process some array data. Say you want to map, reduce, or even filter. You can implement with the PHP native function, that's totally fine. But in Laravel application development, you can save a lot of time by using the collection and its helpful functions. Let's straight look into some examples on how we can implement or how we can use them. So this is a project I've been using for several videos. Say now we have some names, all in lowercase, Alex, Barry, and Mike. Now I want to convert them to uppercase. We are not going to use the native function. Instead, I'm going to use collection class. This is just the one. I'm not going to go through all the functions of the class. Instead, let's see some quick example. Firstly, we can use collect helper function to convert the names array to a collection instance. Now we can call the map function with a callback function. The callback function will be given each name of the array. So we can return use string to upper function to convert a name to uppercase and get it returned. Now we need to use a variable to hold the converted collection. Then I'm going to attach the upper names collection to the API response. Then we can see how it looks like. Now let's hit endpoint. We can see Alex, Barry, Mike, all in uppercase. What if we want to remove some items by some rule? Say, then we can use reject function on the collection instance. It also requires a callback function. This callback will also be given each name of the collection. Pay more attention here. The reject function is called on the map function returned collection object. So each item in that collection is an uppercase string. It may be a bit confusing, but let's see the example here. We want to reject Mike, so the name need to compare with uppercase Mike. Otherwise, it won't match. Let's see the names. Okay, Mike is gone. Let's try something different. Let's reject Barry. Barry is rejected. But now you see there are some indexes in the response, 0 and 2. What does it mean? Because we removed the element Barry, which is a second item in the array. So the index of Barry is actually 1. So it means when we are not rejecting if we reject some item, if it's not the last one of the collection, the JSON representation of the new collection after reject will have the index. So in this way, in this case, we can use the values function on the collection instance to just have the values. So it will give us the underlying array. Let's see the API response. Now we have no index in the response, just the name array, Alex and Mike. So Barry is rejected. So this is how we can use map and reject. Sometimes we want to implement some feature that the collection class has not supported yet. What can we do here? Say firstly I have an array for some ages. I want to increment each of them by 2. I don't think collection class supported this requirement. So I need to do something. Actually, collection gives us a very useful mechanism to inject some new function. How can we do that? We can use collection macro function to define some so-called the new function of the collection class. We define as increment by, so the first parameter of the macro function is the so-called the new function name. The second parameter is a callback function. In this callback function, we can implement what we want. So this variable points to the collection instance itself. So we can use what we already know, say map function on the collection. How to map? Say in this case, we want to increment by 2 on each item of the collection. So here we say age. So this is a callback. We are going to return age plus 2. So this is, remember to return in the macros callback. Now we can increment by 2 on each item of the collection. Now we need to apply it on some collection. In this case, we are going to apply it on the ages collection. Let's straight go to the response array and add the increment property here, or the key here. The value will be, remember, we need to use collect helper function to convert the ages array to a collection. Then we can call increment by function. Okay, the collection returned by increment by function will be the value of the increment key. Now let's see the API response. You can see increment property has an array with 3 integers which are all incremented by 2 to the original array. Now, what if we want to make it more flexible? What if we want to increment by 5? So we want to pass some parameter to the macro. We can implement this way. The macros callback function also accepts some parameters. The parameters are just the ones passed to the function call. Now we support one parameter here, incremental. Now we can change the callback function to age plus incremental. Notice here we need to use incremental. We need to use the use keyword to reference the incremental variable to the callback function so that it can be used. If you are not familiar with the use keyword, please look into the PHP tutorial or official documentation. Okay, now let's see if it works. Yes, it's all the ages got incremented by 5. We can change the value to 10, so you should expect 20, 40, and 70 in the API response. Okay, so this is macro. So if you are interested in this new class, do check out the Laravel documentation. So we can go to the official website and look into the collection segment. So here you can see a lot more details about the collection class as well as the available methods. There are far more than what I have just introduced. So it can save you a lot of time in your day-to-day development. Okay, I think that's it for today. If you feel excited about the collection class, do check out the Laravel official documentation. In this video, I'm just trying to make sure you are aware of this useful class collection. Okay, I think that's it for today. See you next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.